Today I have a very interesting gist for you. Come and help me to open this phone. So today I witnessed a wedding ceremony, and I think I have to share it with everybody that would like to hear. So it's very interesting whenever you are planning your wedding, plan it very well, and then make sure you don't overspend. Because if you overspend, you are the one that will end up facing the wahala. So I just confirmed the audio, right? So a friend of mine planned his wedding to his own capacity. We did it very well actually, because I was the best man. And while we were doing this preparation for this wedding, I wanted to learn this thing, and I would not want anybody to make this kind of mistake that this my guy made. You know, while we were planning, we were actually a group of guys, you know, we came together, we had a serious planning, and we believe our plan was perfect. Until it was related to the family of the bride. When I get to find out that if we decide to say, okay, we want to take a hall that will contain 200 people, then the bride's mother will come up with the idea and talk to the bride. No, we cannot do 200 people. 200 people will be too small. We have people that are coming from the village. We have people that are coming from the church. We have 200 is not enough. What about even if we have just the church member alone? If 10% of the church member are coming, that means the place will not be enough for them. So we need a bigger hall and all of that. Learn this thing, because it will come up for your exam. So as we were trying to make the thing interesting, we were planning, we were shifting budgets, we were raising budgets. You know, when we planned food, we increased the budget. Because, you know, when you are planning wedding, and you are planning, you are supposed to be you will be planning your wedding alongside the number of people that will be attending the event. So when the budget has already shifted from, you know, having large number of people and getting a bigger hall, the expenses has already increased. My guy ended up borrowing and borrowing and borrowing and borrowing and borrowing just to, you know, live up to the standard that the bride's mother wanted. But we were trying our best to make them understand that, see, we don't have enough money to do this thing that you people want us to do. Let's cut down the budget. Let's make sure that we don't spend more than we budgeted for. We ended up with increasing budget, and we were spending money. You know, my guy spent to the extent that he was taking loans here and there just to at least finish up the wedding. I actually believe it was not a wise thing for my friend to do, but you know, you just have to do it. At least maybe we shall marry this woman, maybe we pack in, maybe we make everybody feel happy. Do you know, after borrowing, my friend finished the wedding, the wife moved in. Do you know they didn't go for honeymoon? After the wedding, they don't have leftover. So the wife just moved in. Do you know, after like a week, they had nothing to eat in the house. Then the wife started complaining. How are you going to keep me in your house? When you wanted to marry me, we'll go to the joint, we'll go to eatery, we'll buy food. Anytime I come to visit you, I eat 3 times, 4 times, 5 times. So you were being, you were being, what did he say? He said you were being, you were pretending to be nice. So you wanted to suffer me in your house. So now that I'm in your house, I will be saying, you'll be saying there is no money. The guy was trying to make the woman understand that there is no money, and the lady continued nagging. It got to a day, the bride decided to move out of the house. Then my guy charged. Go where? Did I pay half bride price? You are staying here with me, we are going to pass through this together. Then the lady said, no, I don't want to suffer. I didn't plan to suffer in my marriage. And then this thing that you are trying to do, I don't understand. How are we going to be suffering? Any money that comes in, you say you want to use it, and while the lady was talking, Then the lady went inside, moved that thing, got to the living room, about to get out of the house and go back to the parents' place. And he called the mother, see what this my guy is doing. And for over a week now, we've not been eating well. This why he was saying that. The mother now said, okay, wait till I come. Or do you want to come? We now say, yes. Then my guy charged, go here. Go here. Then he made her to understand. Did you know the amount of money spent during the wedding? We spend so amount of money, so amount of money while they were doing the wedding preparation till they finish. He now mentioned the amount of money they spend. They spent a lot of money. And he made the lady to understand that the reason why we spend this amount of money was because of your mother. We would have spent up to this amount of money to the extent of going broke and being indebted, all in the name of we trying to please people out there, trying to please your mother and your church member and your extended family and people that are coming from your mother's side, the meeting people and the rest of them. Now we are in a big debt and we need to pay. So we don't have any major property to stand. So we have to pay. Any money that comes to into the bank account, or maybe any salary that comes to the bank account, the one the loan company will take will be out. The one the microfinance will drag out. It's just as if as the salary is entering the account, is disappearing. So this guy is not saying your mother caused everything. So my discussion now is that, is it supposed to be that is the mother-in-law that plans the wedding or the wife that plans the wedding, or is it supposed to be a collective effort or an agreement? Because it happens that it seems in some family, anytime they are planning for wedding or any major ceremony like this that involve in-law and the rest, they leave it solely for the husband to carry. Now, the interesting part of this thing is that, when I say the interesting part, now the couple have separated, all in the name of trying to please mother-in-law and the family member and the meeting member of the mother-in-law. The relationship that was going fine, now they have ended it, they have cut it short, all in the name of trying to please people. Now, my guy's wife is back to the parents' house. A guy is alone at home, drinking garri and paying basic of the wedding. And the marriage now is not even up to 3 months. And they've been having issues right from the very second week of the marriage. Now they are separated. I think now what they are now pushing to now is they are planning for divorce. So the thing is, are we not supposed to run our marriage according to our capacity, or are we supposed to run our wedding preparation or the marriage ceremony or the marriage party, let's say the marriage party, just to favor some set of people? If I like some tribe in Nigeria that if you are having your wedding ceremony, let me say most especially the Yoruba tribe, what they do is, if they are having their wedding ceremony, the people from the bride side will cook. They will bring the food to the hall. The brother to the bride family, they will cook their own to serve their own friend. The sister to the bride, they will cook their own. They want to serve their own friend. While the mother-in-law will make preparation and bring their food and drink to serve his meeting member and to serve our meeting member and friends. Now this is the most interesting part. That doesn't only apply to only the member of the family of the bride. The people from the husband side, they will also cook, make preparation for everything needed to make the ceremony interesting, so that they don't get to the hall and say food is not enough and all of that. But since the advent of we bringing caterer or event managers, or what do we call them? It has been that you put together an amount of money and give it to the wedding planner. They will make available all of this according to what your money can carry. So nobody bothers themselves about who is going to bring in food and the rest of them. But why the Yorubas, they will still not wait for what they are going to bring. So they are still going to bring in their own individual food and the rest of them. But why is it that in some tribe, you will levy the groom? Some of them will tell you that you have to travel down to their village. Like most especially, this one happens among the people from let me say the Igbos, most especially, when you want to marry their daughter. Anywhere you probably might be, you have to travel down to the village for the marriage ceremony. For the traditional marriage first, and you are going to spend heavily before the traditional marriage. After spending heavily, you can now come to maybe any of your location and plan for the wedding. And while you are planning for the wedding, you buy clothes for the mother-in-law, you buy clothes for the father-in-law. You are still going to buy for your wife, you are going to buy for yourself, you are going to buy for your father, you are going to buy for your mother, if you have any of them, if any of them is still alive. All this money that we spend, all this money that we spend during marriage, you will spend this money not to get it back. You are spending this money to please the people that will be at the event, or to please the people that will come and eat and go, or you please the people that is from your mother's side, or from your mother-in-law side, or your father, whether from your wife's side or from your own side. But after the marriage, you will go. You will now start paying the bills that you never prepared for. There was a time I went to shoot a wedding, and we covered the photography and the videography for the wedding. During the wedding, we actually enjoyed the wedding from the beginning to the end, because this guy happens to be a banker. And it got to a time, the mother-in-law came to the guy and said, beer don't finish. It simply means the beer has finished, so they need to buy more drinks. So the guy needs to provide money during the event, because the people that were expected, the people became more than the number they were expecting. So the beer was finished and they needed to buy more. The mother-in-law asked him that how are they going to do about the beer? People need to drink beer. People want to drink more beer. So the guy made a transfer out of the contract that he got from someone as a side hustle job. The guy is a banker. He had a side hustle. So out of the transfer that was made to him, he went into the money and he transferred the money for them to go and buy more beer. They bought more beer. They finished the wedding. The guy started lamenting. My mother-in-law showed me when that my mother-in-law, a socialite. She did overdue. She brought this number of people. She made me spend this. He made me spend that. Thank God, the guy get God mind. He get good mind. That is why he was able to bear that, or maybe because he was a banker. That was why he was able to raise money to settle that job, because he had a contract that he needed to do. So now this is the idea. Are we going to continue running our marriage like this, or are we going to continue running our life like this? And or is our parents. Is the parents supposed to be running this thing like this, not minding what the children are going to eat after the marriage? This thing has been happening, and I think we need to talk about this. But for you, what do you think about this situation? That mother-in-law will make you spend more than what you expected during marriage. It doesn't make sense. To me, it doesn't make sense. But I don't know about you. Does it make sense to you? For me, no kaka. It doesn't make sense to me. But if we look at it on a normal hand, is it the bride or is it the groom alone that is supposed to carry the load of the expenses of marriage? Is it the bride? Is it the groom alone? No, now it's supposed to be a collective effort. I don't know why people do marriage thing like this. Everybody's supposed to be partaker of this. You support, I support. That makes the marriage to go fine. That makes everybody to enjoy the marriage at the end of the day. Not allowing it to weigh on one side. Not allowing the problem to be on one person. At the end of the day, when they finish this marriage, your daughter herself go there among people who go suffer. A lady said, told us one time when we wanted to go and film their wedding ceremony. While we were planning, so we were talking about the class of production that we are planning for and the cost. The lady just told us, okay. As soon as I don't bring this price, come now, may we shoot video and photography of this an amount of money. So after the wedding, she una go come feed us, or now they feed us. We cannot use money we cannot spend the whole of our money on photography and video, and after then we will now be thinking of how to pay bills or how to take care of ourselves as husband and wife. The lady decided, while the husband was saying, okay, yes, let's do it. Yes, let's do it. The wife just came. He said, no, we are not doing this. We are not doing this. We are not doing this. This is the amount we can afford for photography. This is the amount we can afford for videography. So if you can do it, thank you. But if you cannot do it, we will go and get somebody that will do it lesser. When we were planning the drinks, yes, the lady said, no, we cannot, honey, we cannot. And I remember the amount of drinks you budgeted for. No, this we are going to cut down this. This we are going to cut down this. The hall and the number of people, the bride herself cut down everything. Why? Because the bride understands the situation. She do not want to go extra mile by saying, let's do it, let's do it, let's do it, let's do it. No, now. Let's be considerate. Most especially ladies, be considerate. Don't just agree to everything and say let's do it and say let's do it. At the end of the day, does it favor you when you move in as a bride?